In the heart of the Pacific Ocean lies Kiribati, a nation of 33 coral atolls, scattered like jewels across turquoise waters. Endless white sand beaches and swaying palms define this paradise, where the ocean's clarity reveals vibrant coral reefs below. Life here moves to the rhythm of the tides and sun, with the Kiribati people living in harmony with the sea for centuries. The ocean is their food, their highway, and their identity. Children play in shallow lagoons, while fishermen glide out in outrigger canoes at dawn. The air is fragrant with tropical flowers, and the nights are lit by a sky ablaze with stars. Every sunrise and sunset paints the sky in unforgettable colors, a daily reminder of nature's artistry. Visitors to Kiribati discover a unique way of life where community and nature are deeply intertwined. The legendary hospitality of the Kiribati welcomes all with open hearts and warm smiles. Here, life's greatest treasures are the simple gifts of land and sea. Yet this paradise is fragile, a place of immense wonder and delicate balance. To experience Kiribati is to reconnect with what truly matters. It's a world where the pace is slow, the beauty profound, and the connection to nature is the very fabric of existence. But beneath this serenity, a looming threat grows ever closer. Kiribati's paradise faces a grave danger, the rising sea. As global temperatures climb, melting ice and expanding oceans push sea levels higher. For Kiribati, where most land is just meters above sea level, even a small rise is catastrophic. There's no high ground to escape to, just narrow atolls surrounded by endless ocean. The people of Kiribati are on the front line of climate change, watching the water inch closer each year. King tides now flood entire villages, overwhelming seawalls and invading homes, schools, and roads. Communities are cut off, and daily life is disrupted by the relentless advance of the sea. The anxiety is constant. Each tide could be the one that washes everything away. Even the main airport's runway is at risk, threatening to sever Kiribati's link to the world. The rising sea is shrinking their world, making life more difficult and uncertain. Travel becomes impossible during floods, isolating families and cutting off access to clinics and markets. The ocean, once a source of life, now threatens to erase their future. For Kiribati, climate change is not a distant threat. It's a daily reality. The struggle to adapt is ongoing, but the tide keeps rising. The question is no longer if, but when, the sea will claim their home. The most visible sign of Kiribati's struggle is the vanishing land. Rising seas don't just flood, they erode, washing away beaches and uprooting palm trees. Homes once safe from the shore now teeter on the brink, forcing families to abandon generations of memories. Seawalls offer little protection, often crumbling under the force of storms. Even sacred coastal cemeteries are being washed away, severing ties to ancestors and heritage. Some islets have already disappeared beneath the waves, lost forever. Scientists warn that much of Kiribati could become uninhabitable within decades. The nation faces the terrifying prospect of becoming a people without a land. The ground is literally disappearing from under their feet. With each lost meter, the future of Kiribati grows more uncertain. To understand Kiribati's crisis, listen to those living on the water's edge. Coin, a lifelong fisherman, recalls when the sea was a friend. Now, it invades his home and takes their land. We build walls, but the sea is stronger. I worry for my grandchildren. Where will they live? Maria, a mother of 3, moves her family's belongings to higher platforms during king tides, praying the water won't come inside. My children ask, "Mama, will our house be washed away?" I have no answer. Former President Anote Tong has become a global advocate, urging the world to recognize Kiribati's plight. We are on the front line of climate change. We must prepare for the worst, even migration. These stories turn statistics into human tragedy, families facing the loss of home, history, and hope. The emotional toll is immense, as people watch their world slowly swallowed by the sea. The voices from Kiribati are a plea for help and a testament to resilience. They are not just victims, they are witnesses to a crisis unfolding in real time. Their testimony demands our attention and action. The world must hear their call before it's too late. For the Kiribati, the fight is for survival, dignity, and the right to remain. Their stories are a powerful reminder of what's at stake. The rising tide is not just a threat, it's a lived reality. The rising sea brings another threat: saltwater intrusion. As seawater floods the land, it contaminates the thin lens of freshwater beneath the atolls. Drinking water becomes brackish and unsafe, forcing reliance on rainwater tanks that often run dry. The salt poisons the soil, killing breadfruit, taro, and coconut palms, the backbone of local diets. Taro pits are flooded, crops wither, and food security is at risk. Families turn to expensive imported foods, straining budgets and changing diets. The loss of traditional crops erodes independence and cultural identity. Access to clean water and food is now a daily struggle. The salt in the soil is a silent enemy, undermining health and livelihoods. For Kiribati, survival means battling not just the sea, but the land itself. The fight for fresh water and food is as urgent as the fight against the rising tide. Kiribati's culture is inseparable from its land and sea. Generations have passed down navigation skills, dances, and stories rooted in their islands. As the land disappears, so do the materials and places essential to these traditions. The Meneaba, traditional meeting house, relies on plants now threatened by salt water. Songs and dances tell stories of the sea and islands. What happens when those islands vanish? Forced migration risks scattering the community, making it hard to preserve language and customs. Young people growing up elsewhere may lose touch with their heritage. The loss of Kiribati would be a cultural tragedy, erasing a unique way of life. Preserving culture is as vital as saving land. It is the soul of the nation. The Kiribati fight not just for survival, but for their identity and future generations. Kiribati is not waiting for the end. They're searching for solutions. The government promotes migration with dignity, training citizens for life abroad if needed. Ambitious ideas like building artificial islands are explored, though costly and challenging. Some land has been raised, but these are small steps against a massive problem. In 2014, Kiribati bought land in Fiji as a potential refuge, a stark insurance policy for a nation at risk. The land may help with food security now, but stands as a last resort for relocation. These actions highlight the desperation and determination of a nation on the brink. No people should have to plan for their own disappearance. The search for higher ground is a race against time. Kiribati's story is a plea to the world, a call for solidarity and action. The Kiribati have contributed little to climate change, yet suffer its harshest impacts. Their plea is for urgent global action to reduce emissions and slow the rising seas. Only a worldwide shift to renewable energy can truly save Kiribati and other vulnerable nations. They also need direct support, funds for seawalls, clean water, food security, and migration programs. The international community, especially wealthy nations, has a moral responsibility to help. Kiribati asks not for pity, but for justice and partnership. They want the world to see their faces, hear their stories, and understand what's at stake. The fate of Kiribati is a test of our global commitment to climate justice. Their voice is a warning and a call to conscience. Will we listen before it's too late? Kiribati's plight may seem distant, but it's a warning for us all. The same rising sea threatens coastlines and cities worldwide. What happens in Kiribati today could happen elsewhere tomorrow. The loss of this nation would be a humanitarian and cultural tragedy, but just the beginning. The resilience of the Kiribati inspires hope and action. We can all help by reducing our carbon footprint, supporting clean energy, and demanding action from leaders. Supporting organizations working with Kiribati makes a real difference. The future of Kiribati hangs in the balance. Our choices matter. Let's not be the generation that watched a nation disappear. Let's answer the plea from the water's edge with compassion and action. Saving Kiribati is a step toward a safer, more just world for all. Our shared ocean means our shared future. Let's protect it together.